Welcome to another edition of Vivis Vita, Living Life. Throughout, I propose to reflect on all aspects of life, including those we would rather not think about. It would present a serious imbalance if I did not do this, nor would it do you, nor anyone else, any favor to pretend life is always positive and full of joy, which of course we know it not always is. This is one of those perhaps less desirable discussions. It is hard to accept that death is a part of life. Everything, everyone, passes away at some stage. The length of time we will be on this earth is never known. Some live to a ripe old age, while others pass early, often too early. My beloved mama, at the age of 33, was one. With the inevitability of death comes grief. We grieve the loss of our loved one, having to accept we will no longer see them or be able to hug them again on this earth. We feel as if there is a hole within us, one that only our loved one could fill if they were only here. Please excuse my tears. Grief can be, and I would say most often is, bewildering, painful, and debilitating. We languish in a vacant space within which we only feel the pain. Our emotions are in turmoil and our minds are fogged. We would rather hide in a safe place than have to deal with life. I was still very young, so did not have to face the need to organize matters. That was my papa's and elder sister's responsibility. Though I may not have fully understood at the time, I know Papa had to force himself to do what was necessary. He loved Mama greatly. Though I was young, or perhaps because I was, my Mama's passing tore my heart and soul apart. It would be better to say they were shredded. I could not imagine a world without her and her love. The world that once had been full of joy and light was now dark, lonely, and barren. I no longer felt I belonged in it, and truth be told, all I wanted was to be with Mama wherever she was. Naturally, as a church-going family, I had heard of heaven, a place that sounded wonderful and where there could be no doubt my loving Mama had gone. Grief can have the effect of making us feel we no longer belong. And, despite others still being around us, we can feel exceedingly lonely. It is as if we are left in isolation within a cold, vacant world. It can be a fearful place to be in. It was for me. It has the capacity to crush all life out of us and to make us feel as if there is nothing, can be nothing, beyond. I was like that for a very long time, many years, though I have to acknowledge some of that was exacerbated by the behavior of other people. Something I will not go into here. However, I am here to tell you, grief is not the end of life, even if at times we have wished it was. We do, and can go on to live a worthwhile life. We never forget. I certainly never have. I admit, throughout my life, there has always been a deep longing to be with my Mama again. But I have lived, and though much of my life has been difficult for various reasons, I have enjoyed times of happiness. The deep sorrow of our loss leaves its impact and always will. How long it lasts is very much down to individual character and personality. It can be relatively short, or it can continue for years. People often say, time heals. I think that is a misnomer. Where there has been true love, time simply helps us live with the grief. I do not think it ever entirely goes away. I suppose we can say that grief is, in fact, a testimony to the love we have for the departed one. I say have because I do not think we ever stop loving them. They may not be with us in body, but somewhere nearby is their spirit or soul, depending upon how you like to define it. Grief is frightening and painful, But it does not and should not stop us from living. It colors our life, but is never intended to stop it. In some ways, we honor our departed loved one by living life to the best of our ability. And we hope that in the end, there will be a reunion. Of course, that depends upon whether you hold a faith which allows for that, or if you hold no faith. You will never forget your loved one, and it can be a comfort to think of them still close by. Whatever your situation, grief is evidence of the love you have and always will have. It becomes part of who you are. It does not and should not prevent you from being that person. In this discussion, I have focused on grief due to the passing of a loved one, but grief is not always about a person. It can result from the loss of something we value. It is still real and painful, and just as it is with a loved one, you will never forget. Grief, like death, is an inevitable experience in life. Whether you have experienced, are experiencing, or are yet to experience it, please remember, you will be able to live with it. Though it will always be there under the surface, it will not stop you from having a reasonably successful and hopefully happy life. You will doubt it at the time, but please believe me when I say it is a truth I have proven. Copyright T.R. Robinson, all rights reserved.